Hey guys, I'm going to teach you how to level up your esports game. So, if you were to watch a match of the CCL, the College Call of Duty League, or the Call of Duty League, you'd probably be very overwhelmed. If you watch it, they just run around really quickly. You can't even tell what's going on half the time. Um, but with the right equipment, the right tips, and the right amount of practice, I'm going to teach you guys how to get better at Call of Duty. So I'm Ty Hottinger, and I'm going to tell you how to play Call of Duty on a professional level. So Call of Duty is a video game series. First game came out in 2003. It's about a 20-year-old game. Um, but people play it for a living now. I play Call of Duty for my college, Southern State, and I played esports there for about 3 months. But I played Call of Duty regularly for probably about 7 years. So basically, the first thing I want to talk about is the equipment. So equipment is pretty important to how you play the game because if you don't have a microphone to communicate with people, you don't have a controller to play the game, you don't have a set of headphones to actually like listen to the other team, then you're gonna do a lot worse. So first, I'm just gonna explain every single thing of a piece of equipment, what you want to look for, and just how you would kind of find your preference of which one you prefer. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about headphones. So when it comes to headphones, basically we need to keep in mind is just that um, it's another way to help you hear the other team. Because if you can't hear the other team and find out where they are, then you're basically not going to know where they are to tell your teammates where they are, or to where you know where they are. So for headphones, you don't need anything like really fancy, but you definitely need headphones. So these are the Corsair HS20s or HS80s, um, and they're pretty good headphones. A little bit more expensive, but they're just great for just hearing where people are. Just find comfortable headphones that you like prefer wearing, um, and also find ones that have great like spatial audio, which is what we call where you can like hear where someone is. Like it will literally act like the headphones are like your ears. Like if someone is on my left side, I can hear them on my left side. If someone's on my right side, then I can hear them on my right side. That's what you really want with headphones. And then next thing is the microphone, which I'm using right now, and this is just a Blue Yeti microphone. It's a better microphone. It's a stand-up microphone. Now you can get some that are on your headsets, like this one right here. But I just don't prefer them. They don't have great quality of audio. With this one, it's just a lot easier to hear what I'm saying. Then the last thing I want to talk about is kind of just how you control the game. So this right here is my controller that I use. This is just a Xbox Series 2 Elite controller. And this controller, I mean, it's a little bit better, like I explained. You don't really need a crazy, like, amazing controller in the beginning. Basically, what this controller does that's different is just that, um, so you can like take stuff off because it's all magnetic and it comes with replacement parts. So that's kind of nice because you can just like switch out different joysticks that you would prefer, all that kind of stuff. It also comes with grips that are on here, and they're just better grips. Feel more comfortable. And you also have this switch where you can change the amount of tension you have to put on the triggers. So right now mine are in the middle, but you can make it go all the way up to where like you barely even have to tap it at all for it to do anything. You can also put back paddles on this, to where you don't have to move your fingers off of these four main buttons right here. But I just don't prefer that. The main thing with controllers is just your preference. Same thing with audio equipment. So then the next thing is your keyboard. So I don't really like use a keyboard a whole lot. This one is just a Razer Huntsman Mini. So it's a 60% keyboard. That's just a smaller keyboard. I don't really use it for playing video games that much because I just play controller on everything. So basically, it's just your preference. Like I know people prefer this one just because it's smaller and will fit on your desk better. And then for the mouse, I got the Glorious Model D mouse, and if you guys can see it, it's got a bunch of holes in it, and that's to make it lighter. And you also would probably want to have a wired mouse. I mean, you can use a wireless mouse, but it's just like more reliable to have a wired mouse. Um, and this thing, it weighs more than some other mice do because it's also supposed to like form fit to your hand. Some of them don't. It just depends. So mostly it's just all about your preference when it comes to like the equipment that you want to use. Um, so basically, that's all I got for equipment, and now I'm gonna move on to basically like your loadout, like what you want to have in your loadout when you play the game. And that's all I got. So we're going to the next time. All right. So what I'll be talking about now, guys, just kind of how you would select your class, what guns you're gonna use while you're playing ranked or competitive Call of Duty. So most of the time they're the same. There's a limited amount of guns you can use compared to normal Call of Duty multiplayer and ranked. So it's mostly just for balancing purposes. Certain attachments you can't use. So, like for example, there's no option to put lasers, like laser sights, on any of your weapons. I know that's the big one. There's certain attachments that you can't use. Like there's way less attachment options. So, I'm just gonna show you one example of a weapon that I like to use a lot. This is the M13B, and so when you go and check, for example, just kind of like what assault rifles you can pick, it'll automatically have the TAC selected, but there's also, you can use the Lockman, the M16, the Cast Off, and the M13. And they're all okay options. I know a lot of people like to use the TAC. You know, you have SMGs, you can pick all of these SMGs. I'll just kind of give you my recommendations. They have snipers as well. So when it comes down to picking what weapons you're going to use, you really want to know about like the recoil, fire rate, all that stuff you need to know for the more multiplayer. So the TAC is a good option. And for example, what you want to do is you got to understand all the different effects of what everything you put on your gun does. So like it depends if you're trying to go for a TAC that has a faster aim down sight time. Then you could select, you know, something that gives you a faster ADS time. So that's just kind of the basics of picking a gun. So when it comes to ARs, just give you my recommendations. I would use the TAC. I've heard a lot of stuff about the Cast Off being good. I don't really like it too much. For the M13, when it comes down to SMGs, the Vaznev's pretty good. If you don't want to use that, I'd say the FS Hurricane. I also think the Lockman's a viable option. It just depends on your preference. Just use them, figure out which one you prefer. And then I'm going to just talk about specific examples. So this is just a class I already have set up. So I'm using the M13, and I really like to just kind of stay back and shoot people from far, from a distance. You're less vulnerable. You can get more kills that way. It's really good if you're trying to spawn camp. So like this one, because I want to have some things to help my aim down sight time, but I really just want to get low recoil, so I can hit them from a long range. Don't gotta worry about moving my gun around, keeping the recoil down. So I have the Ravage 10, you know, faster ADS, sprint speed, all that stuff, rough movement speed. I have another grip that would give us faster ADS, sprint to fire speed. I have a higher round magazine, because you do at least want to have kind of a higher round magazine, but I feel like 60 would just lower everything else that's not even worth it. It's a 45 round magazine. Then I also have the FJX 4-Chrome Pro as my attachment. So that gives you, you know, better vertical recoil control, better horizontal recoil control. So like I was saying, for that long range, it's good. And then we got the 14-inch Bruin Echelon as the barrel. So, you know, higher damage range, better bullet velocity, better recoil control, you know, all that stuff that you want. So really what you want to do is you just want to take, you know, the weapon, figure out what it's already good at, and try to improve the things it's not good at. But we want to have some balance, so that's why I have some things that give you better aim down sight speed, the more rounds in your magazine, uh, better range, stuff like that. And I would almost always use a knife. And knives are really good because people don't really think about, why they would be so good. It's because a knife is a one-hit kill if you're next to someone. So, closer range, but it's a one-hit kill. So that's really good compared to like the pistol. I have some classes that have a pistol, but I personally don't think they're as good as a knife. Knives have helped me a lot. Use a knife as your secondary almost all the time. And then I'll use like a stun grenade as your tactical grenade. Frag grenade, you can get further range that can bounce around. They're really good. I prefer them. For your perks, there's really only 3 that you can pick. So I normally prefer either like Bomb Squad or Battle Hardened is like a good second perk, especially because it can help you survive grenades and kill streaks. Then when it comes to just your field upgrade, you can only ever use Dead Silence for trophy systems. So I would just say, figure out what mode you're playing, determine which one is better for you. Obviously, Dead Silence makes you silent. People can't hear you when you're running around. It only lasts for a little bit. So that could be like if you're really just trying to, I would say mostly for like search and destroy maybe, I would use that. It can really help you clutch up and get the advantage. And then maybe for like more, I would say for more like objective based modes, trophy system is better. Just blows up grenades that are coming your way. Stop them from getting you and your team. Really important. And then I got my SMG class. Basically, all I did is, you can look at the attachments. Basically, what I was going for with this one is it's already got a fast in on sight speed. So you want to make up for the range, get more rounds in your magazine. Basically the same thing that I explained last time, just different things for this gun. I don't really use snipers a whole lot. If you're good with snipers, more power to you, but it's not my thing. You just gotta be really good at aiming fast. And I'm not that great with snipers, but if you are, then use them. So that's basically what I got for the actual class setup part of it. And now I'm going to be talking about how you would actually play a match. Alright, so what I'm going to talk about now is the movement and communication in Call of Duty. So, when you're moving, there's a couple ways you can move. First thing you can do is you can do what's called attack sprint, which is where you hit the joystick down twice, and you can run with your gun in the air like I am right now. And then the next thing you can do is you can just run, which is just moving your joystick forward. That's how you run. And then you can slide by hitting B like that while you're running. You can also crouch by just hitting B once, or you can hold down B all the way and you will go prone, just like you lay on the ground. Or you can do what's called a dolphin dive, so while you're sprinting you can hold B and you'll just jump on the ground all the way like that. So mainly movement is just to avoid your enemies aiming at you first. That's why you want to make sure you move in a way to not get shot at. And also, movement makes you less predictable, so they won't know where you're going to be at. So I'm just going to play the game a little bit and just show you guys all that put together. It's like I moved slowly, he didn't know where I was at, and then when I pointed at him, I was right there. And I'm just running around to avoid them. I might survive this. It's really just focus on how I'm moving to aim at them faster. That's my goal, basically.
Taking effect.
Also, you go a lot slower when you're crouched or prone. So I think you gotta remember.
Molotov, get back!
Probably give you guys one more life that I'll just show you how to move. So that dude ran right into me, and I shot at him. So don't do that. There you go, I'm tack sprinting and sliding. And now I got a few kill streaks too, actually. Another thing is you wanna stay alive, so you got kill streaks. Another thing. And that's really all I got for the movement part of it. I'm gonna move on to the communication part next. Alright guys, so now what I'm going to explain is basically how you want to communicate with your teammates. So right now I have my microphone off so they can't hear what I'm saying. But I'm in a match of ranked and to kind of show off where certain places would be that I would call out. So right now we're playing on El Silo. This is just a standard map that's unranked. And we're playing Search and Destroy. So obviously I want to tell them if we're gonna go A or B site. So looks like we're probably gonna go to A site. That's a very popular place. So like for example, that place there I call Satellite. Just want to keep all your callouts one word. I just died. So like I call that Satellite. Everybody on my esports team knows if I say Satellite what I'm talking about. It's easy to understand what that is. Same thing, like you saw that big field that was just on that dude's, game. You could see where he looked at that field. That's what we call soccer field. Also very easy to say it, everybody knows what that is. There's a spot over there that has a vent. We call that vent or AC unit or something like that. Everybody knows what that is. So just keep all your communication concise so everybody understands what you're saying. And also, make sure they know what you're talking about. And especially, make sure it's timely. Like, for example, I would tell them that all of them are going B. If I was talking to them, I would tell them that. And now I'm going to just kind of talk about practicing. So like, you want to know where map rotations are going to be? I almost killed that dude while I was commentating. So you want to just kind of play the same maps over and over again. And that way you will have no problem knowing where the points are going to be, places that people like to be at. Like this dude is watching the stairs, he knows they will either come through the window behind him or the stairs. Just simple things like that. If you're playing hardpoint, you're going to have to remember the rotations. And I try to remember them before I played the game a lot.
Everybody's tired right now. We gotta break this tie.
So the only way that you will learn those and get those down 100% is by actually playing the game over and over again. So I'll just show you an example of practicing by actually playing well.
All Saber, detonate the target to win.
So I'm going to put everything that I just told you guys together, and I'm going to do well in this round. Hopefully. So right now I know my team is going A. This is a guy that got on our side. He knew where the map is. He knew that he could go around me.
1 minute left.
See, he's listening. I don't know how well you guys can hear the sound, but he knows where people are by listening. But he didn't turn around fast enough to get that guy. Just kind of see that he's slid towards the window. He's gonna try to go towards the bomb. He still can't find anybody, and now he saw that dude, and he did not finish him off. See, you heard where he was, but he also saw his hand. And he won the game.
This round is ours. Ready up for the next one. Switch inside. Search and destroy. All Saber, secure a perimeter.
So as I explained, the satellite. If I was talking to my team, I would tell them I'm going to satellite. Another big thing is watching their spawn, because they will spawn here every time. But right now we're not playing mode that has multiple lives. But I know that they have started over here somewhere. No, I really gotta close this up because it's me and one other dude. They're probably gonna go B if I had to guess.
Final 30 seconds.
Yes, sir, they did. And that is how knowing the map, listening, and all that together will help you win around Search and Destroy, or around Call of Duty in general.
All Saber, bomb defused.
So that's really all I got for the practicing and just like communication part of it. So I'm just gonna kind of go back over what we talked about, and I'm gonna end my demonstration speech. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you found my tips helpful. Hope I give you the right information to get the equipment that you need to get that extra edge on your opponents. And even though you might not see immediate improvement, hopefully with some practice, you guys will be very skilled Call of Duty players. Thank you for listening, guys. That's all I have.